The playing careers of Prince Vegeta and Son Goku have come to an end. The experiment officially ended in the previous episode. You can go back to watch episode 7 if you want to see the results. But this is going to be the final episode of the series as we take a look at Prince Vegeta and Son Goku's managerial careers. How did they get on? Who did they manage? Did they win any trophies? We'll have a quick roundup of their managerial career today. So welcome to the final part of the FM18 Youth Development Experiment, Low Class versus Elite Managerial Edition. What is happening, guys? My name is Adam, I am a Super Swan, and welcome to episode 8 of the FM18 Youth Development Experiment, Managerial Edition. So no playing careers today. We are a long way in the future. We are in the year 2076. So we have gone some 30-something years since the last episode, and both of our players have retired as both playing and staff members from this game. And if we search Prince Vegeta, actually they will come up because they retired. I think the best way to show would be nothing in the player shortlist, nothing in the staff shortlist. They have both retired. So, but if we do search, look, they do come up. So we're going to take a look at both of our managers today. So, because it's a managerial episode, we're going to look at the players, look at the clubs they manage, see where they finished in the league that year, see where they are now to see if they've improved or if they've got worse since they've taken over. And have a general sort of look over the save, as it has been something like 60 years since the save first started. But we'll have a look at Goku first. So it's going to show the playing career first, but we want to see the staff history. So only 5 clubs Goku took over. So Bristol Rovers, we knew that at the end of the last episode. He went to York, Bury, so very much a low league manager. Zaragoza, so very short terms as well. Like you can see on the side here, sort of how long he lasted. So Zaragoza, a fairly decent team in Spain. Tenerife, again like a second division-y team. And then he was at Mallorca for, 12 years he was at Mallorca. So we're going to start with Bristol Rovers and see how he got on at Bristol Rovers. So it was the 2038-39 season. So Bristol Rovers are now in the Vanarama National League. So I'm sure they were in like League 1 or League 2. So if we look at view history, this is going to tell us where they finished in the league. Unfortunately, because they have retired, we can't see the exact sort of milestones, like we did with the player careers. So we're going to have to rely on looking them up ourselves. So 28-39, they finished 8th in League 2. So I'm sure it's a playoff place in League 2, is it not? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at League 2. So we've got some time to play with today. They were just outside the playoffs in League 2. So they didn't quite get the chance to go up. But, so League 2 at the moment, Norwich are in League 2 in the year 2076. Any big names here? Barnet, Gateshead have managed to get themselves up. Let's have Guiseley, Aldershot, Bristol City. Wrexham are finally in the league. As a Welsh football fan, it's nice to see Wrexham in the Football League. So, yeah, some very interesting. Boston United are back in the league. Nice to see them up there. So they just about missed off on the playoffs. So, and then after he left, they went up to League 1. So they kind of yo between League 1 and League 2. They're mainly a League 1 team. Went up to the Championship in the year 2050. Went up again in the 2055 season. And then they just absolutely bombed through the league. And they've been a national team now for a good 10 years. So from 2055 to 2061, so 6 years, they went from a championship team to a Vanarama National League team. So Bristol Rovers not doing well over the last 25-30 years. But Vegeta did manage to get them Goku got them 8th place in the league. So we'll move on to our next club, which was York, from the 2039-40 season. So they're in League 1 now, York City. So 2039-2040, so that's this season here. Oh, I've got to remember to make sure it's above my head. So I've got to make it middle of the page. So he got the 23rd. They would have been relegated in that year. So he tried to step up a league, Goku. Went from League 2 to League 1. But it didn't go too well for him. They got relegated to League 2. But the year he did leave, they did get back up. So they did become a little... It was just a minor blip on their club history. But they're mainly a League 1 team up until 2049-50 where they got relegated. So again, yo-yo between League 2 and League 1. They went from League 2 to League 1 to Championship in a space of 3 seasons. And they were a Championship team for a long time. So for a good 6-7 seasons, they were a Championship team. So they've only just been relegated, or they relegated the year before. So they are now a League 1 team. But York City were a Championship team. So any York City fans out there, you have exciting times ahead of you. But he did leave York City. And he went to Bury in the 2040-42 seasons. So Bury are in League 2. So at the moment, Goku's very much a lower league manager in the English pyramid. So it's 2040-42. So they finished 16th in the 40-4. Well, in fact, we'll go for the 39-40 season. So at the end of the 40 season, they finished 10th in the league, so mid-table. 41-16th, so they did go down a bit. And 41-42, they finished 9th in the league in the 41-42 season. So this is their best position for a good number of years. And then since Goku left, they were in League 2 for the next 6 seasons. Did get promoted to League 1 for a long time. So from pretty much here to here, they were a League 1 team. Again, they yo-yo between League 2 and League 1. But they never broke out to the Championship. So Bury, very much a League 1, League 2 team. So there's a common pattern for Son Goku. He was very much a lower league manager. He was a League 1, League 2 team in the England pyramid. But he mixed it up a bit. In the 42-43 season, it's only one season, he went to Zaragoza. He went back home to Spain. So let's have a look. The 42-43 season, they were in the Spanish Division B2. So I think that's like the league below the Spanish division, the second division. So, which is very similar to where he was. He was always at that level. And he finished 10th in that year. Did they ever break out? So, yeah, Zaragoza I always thought were a big team. I mean, at the start of the experiment, they were a second division team. But they just got relegated. So they were B2. Did they break back out? They did in the 2050-51 season. They went back down again, though. So they yo-yoed pretty much between the second division and the second B divisions. But they did break out here. There was one season where they got out to the second division via some sort of playoff, I imagine. And then they got up and they relegated straight away. But they are now a second division team. So they have broken out of the rut. So we'll have a look at the second division just to see who's in there now. Any big teams down here? Malaga are down here. Although in real life, I think they've been relegated to the second division. Atletico Pamplona. I've never heard of that team. But no, not really any big teams. So no big teams relegated that I can see. Or none that jump out at me anyway. Real Oviedo, I guess. But none really standing out to me. So after Zaragoza, Goku went to Tenerife. So it sounds like it was a second division team. 2043-44. They're still in the second division. So 43-44. He finished 13th in the second division. So obviously he went up from the second B division to the second division, where he finished mid-table. He finished 4 points better than he did the season before. So I would say that's a success. And they pretty much stayed in the second division, apart from here, where they got relegated, but they came straight back up. And yeah, second division team. So Goku is very much a lower league manager, which kind of goes back to his Maidstone days and his Doncaster days, you know? So I think that's why he had a bit of an affinity for England. And his last team, where he lasted 12 seasons for, are Mallorca. Now, they are in the first division at the moment. So, what years was he at Mallorca for? I got a memory like a fish. 44-56. So if we start to the end of the 44 season, so we start here. So they were a first division team. So he finally cracked it, made it to the big time. So we'll go up one by one until we get to 56. So finish 14th, 11th, 10th, 11th, so very much mid-table. 16th, flirted with relegation. 5th place, so we managed to get them very high up, so that's a Europa League place, I would imagine. 15th, so they didn't do very well with that season. 7th, 10th, 11th, and 8th and 9th. So he turned them really from a lower end of the table, so just promoted back to the first division, to a very much mid-table team for Mallorca. So pretty much, he did alright in those 12 years. He definitely settled at Mallorca. Mallorca were his team in the first division. And after he left, they pretty much stayed there. They did get relegated here, so they finished 18th. But they did come straight back up. And they now are a first division team. So if we look at the Spanish first division, any names here? So Huelva, I've not really heard of them really. Pretty much standard for the Spanish first division though. If we look at the past winners, so we'll start at the start of the experiment just to see. So we can see Real Madrid, Barca, Atletico fighting out for it for the first few years. Madrid won 3 on the bounce. And Barcelona just absolutely went nuts. They won it for a good, 12 seasons in a row? Madrid then broke the trend in the 37-38 season. Barcelona won it back. And Madrid just stomped the league from the 39-40 season to the 6-0. For 20 years, Real Madrid won the league. Real San Sebastian, which I think is Sociedad, came third a few times. Sevilla, Valencia, but it's pretty much the same usual teams. Barcelona broke the mold in the 60-61 season. Real Madrid won it for 2 years on the trot. Then Atletico won it for their one league title since 2020. So they'd have to wait 43 years for a title. And then Real Madrid again just absolutely running away with the league. And then Atletico getting the odd title in the 2074 season. So that is Spain over the course of the experiment. So that was Son Goku's career. So pretty much, he was a lower league manager up until he had the chance at Mallorca. And he took the chance by the horns and absolutely went nuts with it. So this is the biography in front of us. So have a read through it if you have the chance. So up until here, so where I'm sticking with my mouse, that's his playing career. So I'll read out his biography for his managerial career. So his first venture into management was with Bristol Rovers, where he was appointed in November 2038. Between October 2039 and July 2044, Goku also had brief spells with York City, Bury, Zaragoza, and Tenerife. After leaving Los Chicharrillos, I think, Goku enjoyed a 12-year spell at Mallorca, but I don't think he won anything. So he's been recognised for his talent. So these are in order. So we'll look towards the bottom. So he did win Spanish League Manager of the Year. Let's have a look. Oh, Gylfi Sigurdsson was a manager. So there we are. The 2049 to 2050 season, he was Manager of the Year in Spain. So he did win a trophy in his managerial career. He was the Spanish Manager of the Year. I think that must have been the year they finished 5th. It's got to be. So very well done, Goku. You did well. So how does it compare to Prince Vegeta? How did he get on? So he retired as staff at 69 years old. Very interesting number. But let's have a look at the teams he managed. Oh, wow, look at this. So he's managed a lot more teams. And a lot of varied teams as well. So the big names that are standing out to me are Borussia Mönchengladbach. I can't say that name either. Cardiff, Dortmund, Valencia, Fiorentina, Southampton, Lyon. And he managed Holland as well. But we'll start at the bottom. Everyone's going to start somewhere. So we'll start at Bielefeld in the 2043 season. So he started a little bit later than Goku. They were in the 3rd division, but he only lasted in the 2043. So he would have been in between these two seasons. So he got relegated to the 3rd division, but he did get 3rd in the 3rd division. He did come straight back up. So how did they get on? So second division, third division, second division. They yo-yo pretty much between the second and the third division. Although they are now back in the they're back in the second division. Or DSC Arminia Bielefeld. I'm very sorry if you support any of these clubs. I am butchering your names so badly. But he did only last a year there. Only 2043, so he might have been sacked. I think he must have been sacked when he was relegated. So then he went to Berlin, Koppenick, Damfeld, who are also in the second division. So Vegeta seemed to have settled in Germany for his managerial career. So this would have been the 2044 season, or the 2033-44. So he finished 15th in the second division. I mean, they've been a second division team pretty much throughout their whole career, although they did get promoted to the first division. If I scroll down a little bit more, you'll be able to see it. Here, that was the second year we started the experiment. But the one we care about is this one. So they came 15th in the year 2043-44. Flirted with the third division for a bit, but yeah, so they pretty much are a second division team at this point, but they did bounce a bit between the second and third divisions. But he only lasted a season there from the looks of it. So he went to a lot bigger team in Frankfurt between 2044 to 45, where they're in the third division now. 2044-45, so they were in the first, and he was in the first division when he took over. So he went from second division relegation, second division mid-table, to first division mid-table. So obviously they must have seen something in Germany. Maybe his playing style or his managerial style must have maybe rubbed off and maybe got him that job, or maybe his stature in world football. But, I mean, they've been a first division team pretty much throughout the whole experiment. They got relegated there 2020-2021, but they came straight back up, and he managed to finish 15th for them. But then, second division, first divisions, they flirted with relegation. They got down here, but they came straight back up. And now they're a third division team. Oh, that's no... Frankfurt, I would think, are, in my eyes anyway, are a first division German team. They are a Bundesliga team. But not doing so well, Frankfurt. But Hanover then, he took over in the 2045 season. He only lasted a year. So 2045. So I'm guessing it would have been in between these two seasons here. So he managed to finish 7th at the end of the 2045 season. And he finished 10th in the 2045-46. So maybe they were struggling towards the start of that season. Did he get sacked though? This is the only thing we don't know is whether he got sacked or if he moved. So we kind of have to guess with the years that he took over. So the fact he only lasted 2045 and he took over at Borussia Mönchengladbach in the same year, maybe they were poached. Maybe he was poached to Borussia Mönchengladbach. But 2045-46, let's have a look at Borussia Mönchengladbach. I'm saying that wrong. I'm very, very sorry. So they finished 16th in that year. They got relegated. So that's his second relegation on his CV. I'm guessing, because he only lasted a year, so he's probably sacked, I would imagine. So after there, he moved to England, so obviously his German reputation was in the ground. So he went to Cardiff, so not that very far from me, for 3 seasons it looks like, 2046-49. They're in the Championship at the moment. So let's have a look, 46-49. So they were a Premier League team. So he went from getting teams relegated to the second division of Germany into a Premier League job. And he finished 9th in his first season, 15th in the second, and 14th in the third. So he managed to establish them as a Premier League team. I think he's done a very good job in the Premier League. We'll have a look at the Premier League over the course of the experiment. I mean, we know a little bit because obviously Prince Vegeta was at Man United. He won leagues there. But we'll have a look. See, so we got Barnsley. We got Swansea still in the Premier League. Get in there, Swansea. Liverpool is still in there as well. I think all the big teams are still in there. So Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, Tottenham. Yeah, Man United. All the big teams are still in there. So Barnsley are in there now. we look at the past winners. So we start from the start. So it would have been around here. Prince Vegeta would have, or maybe it would have been around here actually, where Prince Vegeta would have been at the club. But Man United, Man City, Man United, Chelsea, Man City. So the usual suspects, although I'm not seeing Liverpool win the league there, which makes me very sad. Spurs won a couple of league titles. Man City, Man United. West Ham won a league. Wow, West Ham won a league. Man City, Chelsea, West Ham won it again. West Ham went on a bit of a dominant streak between 2049 to 2051. Man United got 2 league titles. West Ham won again. Although Man City seemed to have been dominating for the next 20 odd years. Chelsea sneaked in a league title here. But Man City been rolling away with it. But Barnsley have won 2 league titles. Bloody well, Barnsley. Get in there, Barnsley fans. So we'll have a look at Barnsley's team. They're a worldwide reputation. State-of-the-art youth facilities. They have got £1.3 billion in the bank. We'll look at their key player, Neil Bayliss. Ooh, he looks like an amazing player. What a winger he is. English as well. Did he start at Barnsley? No, he was started at Watford. Man, moved 51 million to Barnsley. So Barnsley have some money behind them. They are doing very well. So any Barnsley fans out there, you have got English league titles to look forward to. So they won 2 league titles. Chelsea won, and then Man United won as well. So no surprise. Fulham in the Premier League. But apart from Barnsley, no real shocks, I would say. So Vegeta managed to steady the ship at Cardiff. Got them to be a steady Premier League team. And this is where he made the jump to Dortmund for the 2049 to 2051 season. So that'll be from here onwards. So obviously they're a first division team. They've been a first division team for the longest time. So he finished 4th in his first year, 5th in his second year, and 5th in his third year. So obviously at the top of the table, as they should be. But to be honest with you, I think they'd be looking for league titles over at Dortmund. So we'll have a look at the German first division. This gives us a good opportunity to have a look. So let's have a look at the teams. Braunschweig are up there. Dusseldorf, Freiburg, so Goku's old team. Schalke, Hamburg, Mainz are up there. So again, no real shocks that we can see. We'll have a look at the past winners. We'll see who's won the Bundesliga. So Bayern Munich, pretty much, well, if you include from 2012, won for 30 years on the trot. 30 years of Bayern Munich league titles. But then Schalke managed to break the mould in the 2042 season. Red Bull followed that up in the 2043 season. And then Bayern decided to go, no, this is our league again. And then won it for the next 10 years. Wolfsburg and Red Bull had a couple of league titles. But it's been all pretty much Bayern Munich. But the Wolfsburg have won it for the last 2 years. So the tide may be changing in Germany. So Vegeta managed to get Dortmund a couple of Champions League / Europa League places. So he moved on to Valencia for the 2052-54 season. And look at that. So he finished 5th in his first year. A fantastic achievement. Although Valencia are a big team, arguably. I mean, they've always been a first division team. They've always been kind of up there, around top of the table. Never won the league, though, from what I can see. But they've always been, top 4, top 5 team. So, but he did get 10th in the 54 season. So I'm guessing that they probably sacked him after that. So we'll have a look at the Spanish First Division. We'll see if there's any big teams in here. Not really. I think we've already looked at Spain anyway. I think we've looked at the past one of Spain. Yeah, we've had a look at that already. So we'll have a look. No big teams really in there that I recognise. So after Valencia, actually we'll have a look and see how they got on after he left. So First Division, so 12th, 4th, 14th. So they've always been a First Division team. Although the last 4 years, they have looked like they've been in the lower end of the table. So worrying signs for Valencia. So after he left Valencia in the 2054 season, he went to Italy. So he mixed it up a bit. So obviously, he'd done the damage in Germany, done the damage in England. I don't think he's won anything at this point, but we'll soon find out. So he went to Torino in Italy for 54-56. So we were taken over here. So again, always been a Serie A team. I think towards here. Nope, they've always been Serie A. So he took over. He made him 7th in the league. 7th in the league again. So he pretty much got them 7th each year. So, mid-table mediocrity for Torino. We'll have a look at Serie A whilst we have the chance. So we look at Serie A. So any big teams here? So Bari are up there. Crotone are still there. Inter, Juventus, AC Milan are all there. Napoli is still there. Roma are still there. So Perugia are up there. Salernitana are up there. So pretty much no surprises from what I can see. We'll have a look at the past winners. So very similar to Germany, Juventus had the stranglehold of Serie A. Inter Milan, managed to break the stranglehold in 24-25. Juventus carried on though. Napoli won it in 2036-37. If you want to see anything, by all means pause the video if you want to see exact sort of league positions of people. So Juventus won it for 2 years. Inter. So it seems like the pattern is that Juventus win it for a couple of years. A new team wins it, and then it goes back to Juventus again. Although Torino did win it in the 2042-43 season. So do have a league title. Juventus, Torino, Inter, Napoli, Roma, Inter Milan. So a very good mixture. Juventus seem to have won most of them. But in the last 5-6 years, though, Inter Milan have been the team to beat. Juventus haven't even finished in the top 3. So where have they been coming over the last couple of years? So if we look at the league table, so they finished 5th, 4th, 6th. So they're not doing very well, Juventus are. So Torino, they'd obviously won the league before Vegeta had even arrived. So I think to finish 7th, I think they had higher aspirations maybe than to finish 7th in the league. Maybe they were looking for Champions League football. Went to Fiorentina, 56-58 season. So that would have been here. So again, they've always been a Serie A team, one of the mainstays of Italian football. So 13th in the league, 7th in the league as well. So he did improve in his second season, but nothing reached right home about. But they did get relegated here, though, in the 2061 season. So they did go down to Serie B, but they came straight back up. And they've been back up pretty much since then. So after that, so Vegeta's obviously had a lot longer career than Goku. So we've only got 5 more teams to go. So he went to Southampton for a year in the 2059 season. So they are now Premier League. Although it looks like they've been yo-yoing between the Premier League and the Championship. So it was the 59 years. So it would have been in between these 2 years, I would have imagined. So they finished 3rd in the Sky Bet Championship. They made the playoffs, but they wouldn't have got promoted because they were still in the Championship the year after. And they came 2nd, which they did get promoted. But Vegeta only lasted the 59 year, the 59 season. So he didn't get the chance to get promoted with Southampton. Did he move on straight away? Oh, he did, look. So he went to a new team in Olympique Lyon in France. So a new team for Goku. So that would have, what years was he at Lyon for? So that would have been the 59-62 seasons. So again, a League One conformer team, Ligue 1. And they've always been a Ligue 1 team. One of the best teams in France before PSG's money came in. I can't see any league titles though, but they've always been top half. They've always been top 4, top 5. So he did last 3 years. So he was 10th in the first year. So I'm guessing he could have come in around about Christmas time because they were struggling. So he's turned this season around to come 10th. Came 4th in the Ligue 1 in the second season. And came 6th the year after. So obviously, with a club like Lyon, they need to be top 5, top 6 team. And they haven't dropped down below 10th since he left. Although they haven't really been higher than 5th either. So very much a solid fifth team, like a fifth place team for Leon. So in the 2062 season, I'm guessing he left because he didn't get a job until Udinese in 2063. And again, he only lasted a year. So they're in Serie A at the moment. So Vegeta's obviously at this moment in time very much a top caliber manager. I don't think he's a championship winning team. Like, he's not going to win the league for you. But if you need to be like 5th place, 6th place, Vegeta's your man. So in the 1 year he was there, the 63 season I believe he was there, he was 15th he finished, and then he came 10th. So I'm guessing he wouldn't have lasted the year. He probably would have been sacked because they didn't do as well as they thought they would have done. So then he went to Lille for 64. So he didn't get a job for a while from the looks of it. So Lille are in League 2. So Lille, again, are a team I recognise as being a Ligue 1 team. So they were a League 2 team. What year did he take over? Because again, I got a memory like a fish. So it would have been in the 2064 year. So where were they in 2064? So they were still in Ligue 1. So I would have guessed he would have taken over towards the end of the year. But then he got sacked towards the end of the 2064 season because they got relegated that year. He didn't get them relegated because he left before they were relegated. So he jumped ship before it sank. But they got relegated to League 2 or League 2. I have to think about my French then. But they have yo-yoed between Ligue 1 and Ligue 2. Is that how you say it? Ligue 2? If you follow the French leagues, let me know if it's called Ligue 2. But they have yo-yo between them. And before then, they've always been a Ligue 1 team. They've always been up there. I mean, mid-table, granted, but they've always been up there. So, let's have a look at Ligue 2. Let's see if there's anybody we recognise here. So, Paris FC, any big teams down here? Auxerre are down there. Nancy are down there. Rennes are down there. I'm just naming teams that I recognise. But, I mean, I don't really follow French football as much as most people do. US Cretel Lustanos. Nice are down there, though. Wow, so Nice have got relegated to Ligue 2. So, we'll have a look at Ligue 1 as well, because we haven't looked at that league. Although, again, we would have seen it as part of Goku's development. But we'll look at past winners, and it's pretty much all PSG. Marseille won it there, Monaco won it, Bordeaux's won a few titles. But yeah, PSG, Monaco and Bordeaux seem to be the only winners of the French league. I'm conscious of time, so we've been going for half an hour. So I'm going to try and wrap this up as quick as I can. So, I've lost Vegeta. Where are you? Prince Vegeta. So after Lille, he went to Nantes for 64-66. They're still in Ligue 1. So 64, they finished 10th, 9th and 5th. So, wow, 5th is a good finish for Nantes, to be honest with you. Also, maybe at the start, they did yo-yo a little bit here, but they've always been a Ligue 1 team. So, did well there at Nantes, got them to 5th in Ligue 1. And the last job he got, so for 4 years, between 66 and 70, he was the Holland national team manager. So I think the only way we're going to know how well he did is if we look at the schedule between 66 and 70. So we look at the schedule, so obviously it was a World Cup year, but I'm guessing they would have hired him after the World Cup, because they wouldn't have hired him before a World Cup. So I'm guessing from Costa Rica onwards he would have been manager. So he won the 2-0 friendly. So in the European League, he beat Switzerland, lost to France, beat Paraguay in a friendly, beat Switzerland, lost to France. So I wouldn't have guessed they would top the group. I don't think they would get relegated either, because they beat Switzerland home and away. So in the European Championship qualifiers, they won every single game. So 6-0 against Bolivia. I think they would have been the ranked team in that group. So no surprises there. So for the Euros, they lost to England. They lost to Sweden. They won Russia. They beat Russia. And they got out of the group. But they didn't get to the next round. They lost to Croatia 3-2. They only made the second round of the Euros. So that would have been disappointing. So I'm guessing they would have given him to the World Cup to give Vegeta a chance. So in the European League, they beat Denmark, drew to Germany, beat USA, beat Denmark, and then they lost 5-0 to Germany. Was that enough to get them into the next round? No, it wasn't. So they're still in the top European League, but they haven't made it any further than that, really. World Cup qualifiers, they lost to Serbia, but they pretty much beat everyone, save for a draw against Ukraine. So they would have qualified for the World Cup. And in 2017, they won all their warm-ups. They drew to Honduras, beat Portugal, beat Algeria. So they were unbeaten in the group. And they lost to America in the World Cup second round. So they got knocked out, and I'm guessing that's where they sacked him. So we'll have a look at the World Cup. We'll see the winners of the World Cup. So we'll go from top to bottom. So Russia won their home World Cup. Belgium, England. So two teams that normally do very well in FM. Argentina, Spain, Portugal. No surprises there. Argentina, Scotland. So Scotland won 2 titles. Get up there, the Scots. Germany, Argentina, Spain, Portugal. So Scotland winning back-to-back World Cups. They must have had a brilliant team. But I know we both know that. Well, I say we both. We all know that Vegeta and Goku didn't win a World Cup. I think they just missed out because it would have been in this generation here. And the next World Cup they won. So without them, as soon as they retired, Spain won a World Cup. And that was pretty much the end of Vegeta's career. So as we did with Goku, we'll read up the managerial biography. So let's have a look. Where did it start? His first venture into management was with Bielefeld, where he was appointed in February 2043. Between December 2043 and August 2046, Vegeta also had brief spells with Berlin, Kopnik, Damfeld, Frankfurt, Hanover, Borussia Mönchengladbach. After leaving Die Fohlen, Vegeta took charge of Cardiff, where he stayed until January 2049. Between January 2049 and December 2059, Vegeta also had brief spells with Dortmund, Valencia, Torino, Fiorentina and Southampton. After leaving the Saints, Vegeta took charge of Olympique Lyon, where he stayed until 2062. Vegeta's LOL team lifted the Coupe de la Ligue, so he did win a trophy. Vegeta did in 2062. So Goku didn't win a trophy, but Vegeta did. Between January 2063 and July 2066, Vegeta also had brief spells with Udinese, Lille, Nantes. After leaving Le Canary, Vegeta took charge of Holland, where he stayed until July 2070. So we'll have a look at his managerial awards. So he's German Manager of the Year, 3rd place. German Players Manager of the Year, 3rd place. League Manager of the Year, 3rd place. Shortlisted for Serie A Manager of the Year on 2 occasions. And shortlisted for League One Conformer Manager of the Season. We didn't win Manager of the Year, but Goku did. So as far as the experiment for managers go, Vegeta won a cup, Goku didn't. Goku won a Manager of the Year trophy, and Vegeta didn't. But I think Vegeta's had the more high caliber teams he took it over. I mean, Dortmund and Valencia are the 2 highlights, plus the Holland national team. So I think we're going to give that to Vegeta as the better manager. Plus he lasted longer than Goku as well. So I think it's definitely helped him being the better player. So we'll go to the trophy camera one last time and we'll see how our players got on. I'm going to keep this short and sweet because we've been going on for nearly 40 minutes now and nobody's going to watch a 40-minute video. So pretty much Vegeta was the better manager. He took over higher quality clubs. He did win a trophy, so I think Vegeta's going to be our man. And that's going to put an end to the FM18 Youth Development Experiment. Thank you so much, guys, for watching throughout the experiment. It's been by far the most views I've had on my videos. So whilst this does come to an end, I might be planning on bringing out some more experiments in the future, because obviously this has been a massive success. Also, check out the Save and Swan series that's going on at the moment. We're currently at the start of Season 5 as of recording this, and we're now a Champions League club. and there's been a lot of changes going on, so we are going to be gunning for the title, I would imagine. So by all means, check that out. There's a playlist on the channel to check that out for as well. Again, thank you very much, so much for the support, guys, on this one. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel for more Football Manager content, experiments, series, and everything else in between. I will catch you next time. Thank you very much for watching.